Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And guys, we are here, another Disney Plus show. I believe this is the eighth one. It is She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I'm super duper excited to get into this. We're going to be spoiling this thing up, down, left, right, in, and out. As if you've already seen it, you have been warned. And of course, I'm not going to be doing this episode recap by myself. I got my man Eman with Eman's movie reviews right here. Sir, hello, and how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got our beef squashed or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Did
man.
we
Oh
bury the
yeah. I mean,
hatchet?
I came on here to start some beef, but I wanted to come on here to also resolve it at the same time.
Yes, yes, yes. If you tuned in to E-Man's last live, you know exactly what we're talking about. We're just having some jokes. If you don't know what we're talking about, it don't really matter. We're just being fun, being silly, and all that good stuff. But of course, if you don't know, I'm B. Avery. This is E-Man with E-Man's movie reviews. If you love what we have to say, our handles are on the screen right here. You can follow us on social media. His information is in the description box of this video. And like always, you can head over to my channel tab. He is right there on that top row. And this is what his channel looks like, climbing up that ladder of subscribers, about to hit that milestone of 100K. Go ahead and do it. You'll thank me later. But E-Man, let's go ahead and get into this, man. This is a show that my expectations was kind of up and down. But when we start getting them trailers, especially that Daredevil trailer spot or whatever, I got really excited. But we didn't get any Daredevil in episode 1, and that's cool. And again, guys, we're talking spoilers, but I said in my reaction, I said in my episodes 1 through 4 non-spoiler review, and you can go check that out on my channel, that my round 1 for me, bro, I really wasn't feeling the show.
Okay.
I don't know what I expected, but you know, I keep saying this. It wasn't like a Taika Waititi show, but it was just very light. I kind of felt like nothing was, you know, being taken seriously, except for a few aspects. And you know, I was ready just to nitpick the hell out of it. But I spoke to another colleague. I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out. James. It's real James. I was like, hey, bro, did you finish the show? And he was like, yeah, I liked it. And we kind of chopped it up for a quick second on Instagram. And he kind of inspired me to try it again without him knowing. And after the second time I watched it, man, I ended up liking it a lot more. And I think I may have mentioned that to you, you know. So it's not a perfect show, but I found myself a lot of the things that I was complaining about the first time around, it didn't bother me the second time around. I still have some criticisms, but again, we just gonna stick on episode 1 right here, which I like how it started. You know, we're in the office. And one of the great things about these 9 episodes is, you know, they're short. This first one is 33 minutes, 33 minutes, but it does not take a long time to get to the She-Hulk stuff. They give you like, hey, my name is this, your name is that. Let's get to it. We got Bruce and Jennifer on the highway on the side of the mountain. And we get, I know you wrote it down. We get a spaceship coming out of nowhere, man. And all right, let me pass to you, man. How did you feel about the intro, the beginning of this episode 1 as we get into She-Hulk?
Well, I mean, listen, I am always good whenever Marvel likes to do an origin story for characters that are not very well known. I don't think that, you know, I know sometimes they want to get away from origin stories and stuff, but you know, She-Hulk is not, you know, A-list well-known household name, so it is kind of important for them to actually give a little bit of background story for her. They did modify it just a little bit, you know, from the comics, but it's okay. The whole point was just the fact that her blood and Bruce's blood mixed up, whatever. She got powers. But I like the fact that, you know, they wasted no time with the fourth wall breaking as well. I thought that, you know, and by the way, she's like been doing this before Deadpool. Like this was one of the original characters to like break the fourth wall. And I think it just fits so perfectly with the show. I like the way the tone that it's set off and that it pretty much carries on throughout. I know you mentioned the Taika Waititi stuff. I'm not a fan of the Thor Love and Thunder level of Taika, but I do like the Ragnarok level of Taika. And I feel like this was still below even that. You know, like it didn't get slapstick, goofy, or nothing like that. But I definitely enjoyed it. And having Bruce, you know, Hulk, well, let me say Smart Hulk in there, in there. I thought that was a good touch, especially to get audiences, you know, like a good taste of like, yo, this is still in the MCU. This is still something, you know, familiar. And it's pretty much like a nice little handoff back to Jennifer by the time the episode ends.
Right on, right on, right on. And you spoke about origins, man. I'm a sucker for an origin story, man. I love origin stories. One of the reasons why there's always some type of montage in an origin story where they're trying to develop and learn their abilities and training, different powers, etc. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got a little bit of that here. And this is actually one of the highlights for me. And so it's kind of disappointing that Kevin Feige said there's not going to be an origin story for Fantastic Four. I kind of think you're missing out on $1 billion, you know, because you can always have an origin story movie, but you know, even though we're not going to get into Fantastic Four, we got it here with She-Hulk. But while I'm praising the show that it got to the good stuff kind of early, I also listen to small criticism. I kind of feel like her origin was just a bit rushed. You know, I know you know more about this than I do. About how she got her powers. Excuse me. I believe in the comics, you know, she actually went through a blood transfusion and something went wrong due to her being in some type of accident or incident. And I kind of just wish they would have fleshed it out a little bit more. Like even the explanation, the exposition when she came to, and Bruce is like, hey, this is my office. We're in Mexico. You know, Tony built this for us a few years ago and said, you know, hey, when he comes back, you know, he's going to take it because it's a loaner. First of all, I like the nods to Tony and the mentions and stuff, you know, just kind of pulls on your heartstrings a little bit. But I don't know. You may have been satisfied with the each of their reactions. It was kind of funny when she bust through the glass and he was like $1 million worth of damage, and he's like talk like easy now, easy, and she's like, why are you talking to me like I'm some stray horse? I did like that part. That was kind of cool, that reaction. But I don't know, just from a scientific standpoint, me being a geek, I kind of just wanted to hear more about gamma radiation and stuff. Am I alone in that, or are you how you feeling?
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that they don't want the focus to be on that. They want the focus to be on her. I think the real issue that they really want you to focus on is, you know, how is Jennifer going to transition into this life? You know, like I mean, this is a big change, you know, no pun intended, but like, yo, she can turn into the Hulk at will. Now, I will say a lot of the scientific stuff is extremely convenient for the sake of this character and this show. You know, I mean, the mere fact that Bruce's blood just trickled on her and mixed up with her, and she just so happens to have the right sequence of DNA. It's very, very easy. Now, of course, you know, in the comics, a whole blood transfusion, that's different, right? Like that's like, okay, you got a whole lot of Bruce's blood in you, and that's, you know, that's a little bit more believable, because now one of the first things I was thinking was like, well, the Hulk has bled before. Does that mean any, you know, like, does that mean other people, his blood is poison to them? Like it just kind of, the nerd side of me started thinking a little too much about it. But for the sake of this show, again, because I don't think they're trying to get that deep with it. They try to tie it up real fast, real easy. Like, hey, you just so happen to have the perfect DNA. You got it was the perfect amount of blood. You just so happen to be able to transform at will. You can skip all the steps, you know, that I had to do in life. You know, so it's like, she got the Gohan treatment from the Dragon Ball Z fans. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't got to go through the years and all the issues just to get to Super Saiyan 1. She can do that in her sleep.
Right.
Is it convenient? Yeah, but for the sake of the story and the character, fine, because I'm pretty sure she's got other issues to deal with and other things that they want to develop.
Right on. And just a quick little plug, since you brought up Dragon Ball, you can check out my Dragon Ball superhero review on my channel right here as well. Open it up this Friday. But yeah, your boy had a 15-year syllabus or whatever, everything. And she's like, I'm good. I want to go back to work. But one of the things you just brought up is like, you know, about his blood is what you know, we just talking about episode 1. We know that Blonsky, Emil Blonsky, Abomination pops up later on in the series. And I love the way that they're tying that back to 2008, 14, 15 years ago, and that consistency. However, they're still losing consistency because in that film, just a drop of blood was so important. When Edward Norton, playing the same character, was at the factory and he nicked his finger, he stopped the presses, stop everything. He had to go down there. Oh God,
jacked up Stan Lee too.
Yeah. He drinking the soda, but he's like, oh my God, he dropping the bottle, and it just felt like it was just so important. Now, well, I don't want to. I mean, it's not like Bruce was around a bunch of people. He was in the accident, so he couldn't help it.
Right.
I don't know. So maybe I got to take back my criticism that I was about to give. I don't know. It just kind of seemed like they were just, like you said, just kind of loose, that the blood just kind of just drips in there. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to know, will that happen with anybody else or just her?
I mean, according to Bruce, this is a family thing. So, I mean, if he bleeds on Jennifer's mama, daddy, brothers, like sister, like do they Hulk out too? Like, I don't know. Apparently, Bruce got a brother. Like, will he Hulk out if he get a little cut too? The way that they set it up, it seems like that could be the case.
I hope that it's specific to just a small group of people, like their family, their DNA. If anybody, I mean, I don't know. If anybody can Hulk out just because they're exposed to the blood, I don't know if I would be. I don't know if I like that. I mean, it just depends on execution.
Don't get that careless. I don't think they will, even though in the comics, damn near everybody, there's like 15 Hulks running around. So, I don't know, but hopefully they don't overplay that card.
True. You think we'll get like an Agents of Smash series as well, or a movie?
I hope not.
Really?
I don't want that. No.
Maybe a show. No. I don't want a movie, but
if it's an animated show and it's like a what if in a different universe type of thing, fine. If you want to do that, fine, because then I can completely ignore it. But even the Agents of Smash show, like, I don't want to watch that. Like, I'm straight.
It was all right. I tuned in just a little bit. But going back to prior to the accident, you spoke on Taika Waititi, said that you didn't really care for the Thor Love and Thunder Taika, but you like the Ragnarok Taika. And in one of your recent lives, my brother, you brought up how this show has ties to Ragnarok. And that later on in this episode, she was like, wait a minute, when she came to, like, wait a minute, did we run into a spaceship? He was like, yes, it was a Sakaran Class 8 courier craft.
Yep.
And of course, we saw that in the trailers. Man, I don't know, man. It's a toss-up for me. I don't know how I feel about where they're taking this. The door is wide open. They can do anything.
I love it.
You're probably like, this is some Planet Hulk, World War Hulk stuff.
That's it. Listen, okay. So for those of y'all that might have missed it, there was I don't know, take it however you want, but there was a Redditor, somebody on Reddit, who looked up some old SEC files, and they found out that apparently the deal with Universal and Marvel expires in July of 2023. In other words, there was a 15-year deal where Universal owned the rights to the movie rights to the Hulk, and that deal apparently expires because they haven't made a Hulk movie to kind of like renew it or keep it fresh. It expires supposedly in 2023. Well, that sounds right in line, especially if Marvel knows that this is going to happen. And there were earlier rumors confirming this too. That sounds right in line for a Planet Hulk or a World War Hulk, World Breaker Hulk series or movie moving on. So, Thor Ragnarok was always kind of like Age of Ultron and Thor Ragnarok were always kind of like, we can't do a movie for Hulk, but we're going to do little pieces of his story. And that's the way Kevin Feige and Mark Ruffalo always talked about it and approached it. But now, if it is a ship from Sakaar, for comic fans, if y'all know, Hulk has a whole nother life out there. When Bruce talked about how he faded out and he was gone for like 2 years, Hulk was busy. I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm just saying Hulk was busy. Okay. And I mean that in more ways than one, so, it could lead to a whole lot more. and hopefully we finally get rid of this damn smart Hulk. I'm so tired of this. I've talked about this so much because Marvel has failed the Hulk ever since Avengers, and it's been like years of just mediocrity with him.
I do agree with that 100%. However, I respectfully do not share your enthusiasm for a Planet and World War Hulk. I do want to see it, of course. If we never see that, I would be pissed. But I don't know. The story for me is not there for those to be told at this moment in the MCU, because to my understanding, they send Hulk off to they send him into space to some other planet or dimension in Planet Hulk because he was a savage. He destroyed everything he looked at. We haven't gotten that Hulk in the MCU yet. So what would be their reason for doing it? You know,
well,
and
I mean, think about it like this. Like, you know, they're never going to do, they're too far gone to do straight up adaptations, right? So at the end of the day, what you really have to look at when you think of the MCU is they're going to take the main, let's say the main ingredient of whatever that thing is from the story, and they're just going to dress it up different. You know, so like if it's a like Captain America, like what was it? A Civil War. The main ingredient was just Cap and Tony have a beef. That's it. It's not going to follow every beat for beat story like that. So I would assume if they do a Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, anything, it doesn't matter why he went to space. It's just the fact that he went to space. It doesn't matter what he's doing when he comes back. The whole point is he's pissed. He's stronger than ever. And it's going to take the damn near world of superheroes to stop him. As long as they get those main beats in, it doesn't matter about all those other things. They can fill that stuff in with like superficial reasons. And listen, as long as I get a savage Hulk, a Hulk that's like, you know, Thor, I could break you, you know, like I'm happy with that.
But to your point, you said when he comes back mad, pissed off, World War Hulk, you know, it's gonna take a whole fleet of it. I mean, and to my understanding, in the comics, he just washed everybody. The strongest of the strongest. Everybody. Right now, there's only one character that can stand up to him, and that is Thor.
Captain Marvel.
Okay, I forgot about her. Okay, Captain Marvel.
And to be fair, we don't know who else is going to be around by that time.
That's what I was going to get at.
Maybe we get Blue Marvel. You know what
that's what I was going to get
Maybe we get Sentry. Maybe we get Red Hulk. I don't
know.
You know,
and actually Black Bolt in the MCU.
Or Black Bolt. Like, we don't know.
Because he can use that fork on his head to charge up his fist and you know, land a nice one. Yeah.
The one with the voice.
Yeah. He can. I think he can use that fork on his head to charge up his punches as well. I don't know. I could be wrong,
don't know about that.
Okay. Maybe that was some one-off that I saw. I'll just say this. I mean, hey, if we get a Planet Hulk or a World War Hulk, Savage Hulk, whatever in the future, I would love it. However, I would personally want to see first the leader come back from 2008, Hulk Dogs, excuse me, and another rematch with the Abomination.
No more damn dogs. If you don't give the Hulk somebody strong to fight, that's all the Hulk does is fight strong people. Just he has to he has to let you know he the strongest there is.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do is let you know he the strongest and smash. That's all the Hulk needs to do.
Yeah. So I still give me the leader, give me Abomination. At some point in time, I want to see him fight I think it's Gavatron, or is it Gavatron or I think it's Gavatron, the gravity guy or whatever. I like him too. But yeah, man, you know, I know Elliot is, you know, going to be doing backflips on his face after watching this, because he despises what they did. A lot of people do. But hey, Marvel overall, I'm cool with it right now, because this Professor Smart Hulk, I know that's comics based as well a little bit. It's still different in your MCU, but at least we're getting that out the way. By the end of episode 9, I hope that we have some indication, some Easter egg, that we're going to get the Hulk that finally gets stronger the angrier he gets. And so if you're watching, please take notes. I doubt it, but we as fans over here and casual fans worldwide, we would really appreciate that. Now moving on real quick in the episode, I like the fact that she had more control of her abilities than Bruce did. And that kind of just skipped over that. You know, he was kind of hating just a little bit. And I just really like, I like Jennifer's attitude. I like her character. I think she's perfectly cast in this. I mean, she's great. You spoke about the fourth wall breaking when we first started this recap. I know that Deadpool does that as well, of course, but I like hers a little bit better because it matches my personality more. Like what the hell? You know, like I mean, that's how we react to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how Deadpool necessarily breaks the fourth wall from what I've seen. But just this show right here, like I can relate to her talking to the camera and the screen, you know, when she was in the office at the beginning and then when she turned into to She-Hulk and all of that. So but how do you feel about the training montage? Did you like it, or is it no big deal, or
I was cool with it. I mean, it serves a couple purposes, right? Like, one, anytime you do a training montage, you obviously want to show how the character transitions into their new situation, right? But you also, by the mere fact that you have Bruce there, you also are doing a comparison thing, right? So if Bruce does something and he's the Hulk, he's supposed to be here with his strength, and then all of a sudden Jennifer does something stronger or better, then it's like, oh, maybe she's stronger than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like that's a way that even Stan Lee used to talk about that. How do you show who's better or who's stronger? Well, you take somebody that's really strong and have somebody beat them at something, and that's the way you can show to the audience, like, oh, this person is either on par or they're better, So I did like the fact that they were kind of going back and forth with it. I did like the rock throw. I thought that was kind of funny, where Bruce was like, hold on now, let me show you something. Like, let me throw this into space. I was like, okay, Bruce, because it's been a minute and I ain't seen you like really show off. And so I was like, I'm glad that you still got something, but no, I do like the fact that, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to show the contrast of he been struggling with this for like over 10, 15 years. Meanwhile, she's just like, oh, that's it? Oh, this? Right. I could do this. Like, what's next? But there is the other challenge of controlling emotions and stuff like that. And it doesn't seem like she has to go through the same struggle emotionally that he does. And I did kind of appreciate how they, how she was like, look, I control my emotions all the time as a woman, and that's something that men don't have to deal with. We don't have to think about how, maybe we can be too aggressive, and stuff, but we don't have to think about that. And, I thought that was a pretty good element to introduce that, hey, someone that's already dealt with a wide range of emotions and different situations that trigger that on a daily basis as a woman, they would be able to handle being a Hulk differently than Bruce. Someone who's not used to being as emotional and stuff like that. So I thought that was nicely handled and how they put that in there.
You are correct, sir. I love that. Shout out to the woman out there. We know it's hard and y'all be holding it down. So kudos to you. Thumbs up. And like I said, well said, well said. Like I said, I'm a sucker for origin stories and montages and all that, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this, and also just about the rock throw. The man just threw it into space, broke the barrier, and it was still effortless.
Yeah,
like he just he didn't even try. I'm just thinking, what if he ran up and launched it like it was a shot put or a javelin? Bruh, he would have been like hitting people in another galaxy. Well, maybe not that much, but y'all get what I'm saying. At some point in time, I just have to see Hulk falling from the sky with his arms cocked back behind him with a boulder and just boom on somebody's head or some space, something. We got to see it, Marvel. We got to see it. We got to see it. But this next part right here, bro, I didn't really care for it. I don't like, I want to see my characters fight each other, but it was just a little too goofy for me. Them fighting each other, trying to leave, and she driving the car and running him over. I'm like, bro, you're the Hulk. You're supposed to be able to, back fist the car like this. And then she threw him into the rocks, and the thunderclap thing was fun, but the fight between them, it gave me Iron Man 2 vibes.
With Rhodey
and the gym. I hated that scene with the passion. Kind of also reminded me of Multiverse of Madness, where Strange was fighting Mordor. That one wasn't as bad. I know I complained about it the first time, but the second time I was like, it's okay. But I was definitely getting those Iron Man 2 vibes when they was fighting. You know, I was like, it's just silly. Stop it. I'm. You know, it was up and down. Like something about episode one I liked, then it transitioned something. Then liked it. I don't know. You feel any different or the same?
I mean, here's the thing, because like we don't really know the full extent of their relationship, because they seemed like more like brother and sister rather than just cousins. You know, so it seems like maybe they are much closer, you know, in terms of their relation, than, you know, people might think. Then I'm also like, I'm trying to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt here. I'm trying. But not only do they seem like more brother sister in terms of their relation, they're also two Hulks. They're two gamma powered beings that have emotional instabilities far beyond the average person, you know? So like maybe they do get triggered that easily. And, you know, I mean, it's not like they were trying to kill each other, but what would it look like if two Hulks were play fighting? You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of like, you know, I mean, look, like, you know, brothers and sisters, they fight, you know, but they don't try and kill each other. They still fight, you know. So that I'm chalking it up to that, and nothing more. You know, the mere fact, like, oh man, you broke my bar, you know, like that's what would stop a fight between two siblings. Like, man, you kicked over the PS3, man. Like, what?
You're right.
Come on, man. You know,
right?
So I don't know. I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they are that close. They're siblings more than cousins, and family fights all the time.
I'll say, good point. I'll say this. She had, in my opinion, she had every right to be frustrated and want to leave. I was, I was on her side, like, bro, she clearly has a, you know, her handle on this.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce was kind of getting on my nerve, like, bro, like, damn, like she's passed every test that you give her so far. Chill out, you know. She's a grown woman.
To be fair, like she passed the internal test. She wasn't ready for the external test, which is what he was also telling her about. He was like, look, it's one thing for you to be able to control it, but the moment people see you like this, like they're gonna give you a name, you know, they're gonna judge you, they're gonna think of you one certain way, etc. Like you have to carry yourself a whole different way because you're in this moment now, you know, and you know, like these are things that you can't really train for. You know, it's almost like there are, you know, like black folks. You have, when you have the talk in terms of what it's like being black and being judged by, let's say, the police. You know, like sometimes you have to have that conversation, and then that's very different than actually experiencing it, you know. And I think for her, you know, she's hearing Bruce say, yo, people gonna judge you, you're not gonna have the same life, it's gonna be different. And she's like, man, I got this, you know. And it's like, okay, like good luck. So
right on. Well said. And I mean, something else that they keep bringing up that I like is Captain. They brought up Iron Man, Tony Stark, Captain Rogers. Yeah, Captain. Wait, Steve Rogers. Captain.
Steve.
Same thing. It was funny, and then that circle back around, you know, doing the post-credit scene. I got a nice chuckle out of that. She fucks, and she tricked him as far as, you know, her drinking and all that. That was fun. But yeah, man, that's the end of the episode, man. You know, they finally shake hands and dust each other off. She goes back to the office. Hey, I'm She-Hulk. This is what it is. Let's get into it. You know, attorney at law. And so overall, man, it was a fun episode. I did enjoy it, other than my little nitpicks. What are your final thoughts, man, if any at all?
Yeah, I mean, look, this was a good start. I mean, you know, at first I was kind of like, dang, that's it, you know, because I don't, you know, I mean, look, we already got a chance to see, you know, the first 4 episodes, right? So it's a little bit different when you're binging through all of this versus this is your first episode.
Right.
Now you got to wait a week and then watch the next one. And it's like you're only getting these little tiny morsels of an episode every week. So I don't know how everyone else is going to feel about it. I know for me, I'm a little biased because I got to see them all together. So it's a slightly different viewing experience, you know.
Exactly.
But I will say, at least for the context of this first episode, I was happy with it. You know, this does not appear to be like a show that has a lot of meat on its bones, but at the same time, they're gonna give you enough stuff to kind of snack on. You know what I'm saying? And like this episode, it answers some questions even from Shang-Chi. You know, like, yo, how did Bruce change all this time? And you know, like, oh, we found out he had that little device or whatever, you know. So
yeah, right.
You know, the fact that they kind of answer those little things in the MCU, and I'm assuming it's going to connect to other things without doing a deep dive, I can appreciate that. Dare I say, the show kind of so far feels like a nice introduction for the character, but as we've seen with the trailers, I don't know, it's a lot of cameos. Is this going to be like a huge connect the dots filler show? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Me too. I will say, I think people are going to have to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, because I won't spoil it, but I like 1 through 3. I didn't care for episode 4 too much. Yeah, I didn't. Well, I'll just say this. Instead of me saying I didn't care for it, episode 4 is my least favorite.
Okay.
I'll just say that. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up for our She-Hulk Attorney at Law Season 1, Episode 1 recap and review. Please let us know what you think in the comment section about the show and also our commentary. And before we head out of here, Eman, why don't you tell the good people what you got going on your channel right now for them to enjoy?
Yeah. Hey, look, every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or 8 Eastern, come on over. We got a nice live chat. We go over all the news and everything. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes we watching trailers together. Sometimes I might drop a theory out of nowhere. I might do a movie review. You never know, but it's always going to be a good time. And every Thursday, we are going to go live and we're going to talk about the She-Hulk episodes that night. So that should also be around 7 o'clock, 8 Eastern. So yeah, feel free to come on in, join the conversation, and let's have some fun.
Yes, all the fun. And bro, y'all got to check this out. This is a great little video right here, a little segment. The next Prey Predator sequel with not samurai but ninjas. I was nodding my head all for that right there. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe and check that out as well, because he got great content like that. As for myself, I have my no spoiler reaction right here. I didn't have a show this past Sunday. I was tired, but I do have a show every Sunday as well myself. It's right here. Or where is it? Yeah, Moving News Roundup show. I do this. His is on Friday. Mine is on Sundays, 6:30 p.m. CST. So you make sure you go check that as well. It's just a nice news coverage show. And just to be a bit more specific, if you're watching Power, I got my episode 1 recap. I also was part of a roundtable interview where I was talking to Omar Epps and Makai Curtis. Show some love. Day Shift review with Jamie Foxx. Why do I look like that? You gotta click the video to find out.
Not the glasses.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Superhero Prey. And this right here drops in October, the next animated film in the Mortal Kombat Legends series.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for it either. You can get all that by subscribing to my channel, Eman's channel, all the channels. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm sorry. Before you go, let me also tell you, Eman is going live at 7 o'clock every Thursday. I will be going live at 6 p.m. every Thursday. So right before him, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get all the lives from us. So make sure you subscribe and check that out. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's Eman, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.